Hey guys, so I just got done watching the live action How to Train Your Dragon movie, and I'm going to be giving you my review and my overall thoughts of the movie, and I will be spoiling it, so if you don't want to be spoiled, then come back after you've watched it. Um, so this movie was decent. It's pretty much what I expected it to be. Most of these live action remakes of these animated movies, um, I don't know. It's like they can't really do a great version of them because either they try to almost copy it exactly or they try and take a whole new perspective on it, which and then we don't like it because we like the original. So it's really a lose-lose situation. Um, but I did enjoy this, and I don't know if it's that I don't know if because you already know what's going to happen because you've seen the original, and it basically hits all the same beats, same things happen basically. There's maybe some slight alterations in certain things, but I mean all the major events for the most part happen the exact same. Um, I like the visuals a lot, which is the main thing that this has going for it is the visual effects for the dragons and then the cool scenery for Berk, their land and everything. Um, a lot of the flight scenes and stuff when Hiccup was riding Toothless and all that looked pretty good for the most part. There was a few scenes where you could sort of tell that it was a green screen, but it wasn't horrible. So overall, the visual effects were pretty good. The acting, I feel like was okay, but not great. The actor that plays Hiccup, he did pretty good, but at moments it felt like almost like a play, like a high school play or something, where he was either underacting or overacting at certain points. But overall, he did good. He wasn't bad by any means. But there's just some moments where you can sort of tell that he's not the most experienced actor. Um, but he did a good job overall. Uh, Gerard Butler as the dad, obviously he played or voiced the dad in the animated movies, so he did a pretty good job. I do feel like the other characters, like the other, I don't remember all their names, but the ones that were like competing with Hiccup and Astrid were not very well cast, in my opinion. Um, like it didn't seem like any of them really fit the characteristics or the looks of the original characters very much at all. Astrid, sort of, kind of. I mean, obviously the look, she doesn't look like the character from the animated movies, but I more so care about them um, sort of um, encapsulating or sort of really portraying the character more so. And it's hard because we're always going to compare every single thing to the animated movie because the animated movie was so good, and it's just natural with any of these live action remakes. Everything's going to be compared to the original. So it's hard even if they do a good job within the movie, if it's not the same as the animated movie, we start to sort of not like it. But for me, it was a thing of like, they were, I don't know, they were still trying to portray these characters as they were in the animated movie, but with less execution. Like the character or actor that played Fish Legs, which was like one of my favorites in the animated movie, was really funny, and I really liked him. In this, I didn't like him hardly at all. He had a few little glimmers of like charmingness or like made you care about the character, but not really that much. And even like Rough and Tough, I don't remember what they are. They're supposed to be like twins or whatever. Um, they were pretty funny in the animated movie. They made me crack up laughing quite a few times in the animated movie, but in this one, I was just like, I don't really care. Just move on. And it's always hard because you always compare it to the original. Like overall, like the movie's good. Just those characters really didn't stand out to me that much. None of them were really, I don't know. They didn't really feel like the characters from the animated movie that much. I mean, you could obviously tell that they were those characters, but you didn't like the parts you liked the most about those characters were like just barely in there. Like they didn't really add a whole lot. But anyway, yeah. So like the original animated movie, the Toothless and Hiccup connection is there, and it's what carries the movie. That and the relationship between Hiccup and his dad. I forgot his name, but yeah, that's what carries the movie. The relationship between Hiccup and Astrid, I don't know. It didn't. It felt unnatural a little bit. Like I felt like there should have been a little bit more hints that Astrid was sort of that she sort of liked him before they actually got together, because it felt like it was just like a she completely hated him and then a flip to she liked him type of deal, rather than like a gradual thing of like little bit by little bit she starts to like him more. You know what I mean? Yeah, but overall, I did like this movie. The How to Train Your Dragon movies, like even the animated ones, aren't my favorite personally. I did like them, especially the first one and the third one. Second one I didn't care for as much, but I did like them. But they're not like at the very top of my list for any movies or animated movies. So maybe that's why I didn't enjoy this movie as much, but it was still a step down from the original. So the original, I'd probably give the original like a 7.8 or maybe an 8. No, probably a 7.8 for the original animated movie. And for this one, I'd probably give it like a 7.2, maybe a 7, somewhere around there. Yeah, I'd probably say a 7. Yeah, out of 10, 7 out of 10 for this. I mean, it was good, but it was sort of like, wasn't anything spectacular. And once again, that could be just because I already knew what was going to happen, and I've seen the original one quite a few times. So it's like, you really have to wow me, you know what I mean, if I already know what's going to happen. So the effects and everything were cool to see a live action version, but it still feels like a diluted version of the original. Yes, it looked cool for the live action part, but the story and the characters were diluted. So it's like, it's still not quite as good. And I've already seen it, so it's like, to get me to go rewatch it, I mean, I did go watch it, so I mean, it was enough to get me in the seat, but it wasn't, which granted I didn't expect anything groundbreaking, because I knew it was basically going to be just a repeat of the first one, just with live action. But it was pretty cool, especially the flight scenes, and seeing them sort of go through all the rocks and the mountains and in the sky and stuff was really cool. But I feel like even the characters and the acting just weren't quite as good as the animated one. And the story, basically the same, just diluted down because the characters and the acting weren't quite as up to par as the animated one. And there's certain things that work in animation that don't really work in live action, and I feel like they didn't do quite a good enough job in, well, I mean, they did okay. They didn't do a bad job, but there's certain things in live action that are less believable. So yeah, there's certain things like when Hiccup falls off of Toothless several times. It's like major impacts where he hits the ground. It's like, do you really think he could survive that? You know, animation, you can sort of let it slide a little more than in live action. You're more critical because it's supposed to be live action, so you take it more realistic. So a lot of those impacts and stuff, and then like with the dad punching the dragon and being so strong and stuff, it's like, it seems a little unrealistic in the live action version compared to the animated version. You can get by with it a little bit more. But having said that, it was okay. I mean, I didn't hate it. I didn't love it though. It was sort of just like yeah, that was sort of cool, I guess. So yeah, about a 7. So not great, but sort of good, I guess. So let me know what you guys think of the movie, if you've seen it. If you haven't seen it, are you gonna see it? Do you care to see it? How do you think this compares to the original? And yeah, so thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and have a great day.